Hey, everybody, Jim Cummings here. And if Tigger were here, he'd say, thanks, everybody, for bouncing on in here and enjoying the show. But before we go, I want you to do me a small favor. Hit like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. Now, speaking of enjoying the show, enjoy the show. What's your first looping gig? A big movie that anybody would know? You got to lay down a couple of greatest hits here so we can sit there and go, wait a minute.
Okay.
Heard him.
Here's a deep dive. Oh, actually, I will respond to that first.
Okay.
Back in the early days that I started in the 80s, local hires, like say a film or a television show was on location, they would hire local actors for small parts. We call them under fives.
Right.
Which meant 5 lines or under. Now there are talented
It also
actors.
means less money.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes.
Like way less
Let's get
because
that.
they're local hires.
Right.
But now, over the last couple of decades or whatever it is, there are talented people everywhere.
Yes.
But back in those days, it's like hiring, speaking of the general store, hiring the kid from the general store. Inevitably, when the footage would get back here, we would revoice them. And I always felt sad that here's this kid or this grandma or whoever it is. Hey, everybody come over. I'm in this episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, which was one of my first series that I conducted. And that one of two things is going to happen. Or like we did North and the South, which was early Civil War multi-episode.
Patrick Swayze?
Yes, dude.
Yes.
Find your glasses. Out, Patrick Swayze. Out.
Yeah.
Jimmy Cummings' birthday. Out. Lets me find my keys. Patrick Swayze. Out. Jimmy can find his keys.
Oh, God.
And I could picture, and I know there was a young Civil War guy that I did, that I revoiced. And one of two things I imagine happens. One is he's got his mom and his dad and whoever, his cousin, whoever, over to the house to watch his claim to fame here. Either he is mortified when he hears that's not me, or, damn, I sound good.
That's good. And were you responsible for making him sound so good?
Yeah, and I will never know. But I mean, you see how it could go either way, because it's not like we changed the timbre and had someone with a big, deep voice be this 16-year-old Civil War kid on the battlefield. You know, you keep it in kind.
Like the Lone Ranger. They did that to Clinton Spilsbury when they made the Lone Ranger movie. And he had a voice like this. I'm the Lone Ranger.
And
somebody else had to come and do the whole thing.
And in the Tarzan movie, famous one with Andy McDowell, Glenn Close, and Andy McDowell became a star. But, I mean, look this up in case I'm a big fat liar. And you can blame Patrick Swayze stuck in his head for my lying.
That's right.
That Glenn Close revoiced the entire role of Andy McDowell in Tarzan.
That's right.
So it is a thing.
Yeah. And Glenn was pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
Is.
Yeah.
Probably.
But you would never know because nobody knew Andy yet.
No. Except from that Fakakta commercial.
Before Tarzan?
I think so. I think it was something about her hair.
She had gorgeous hair.
Someday, I'm going to go to Dallas. Or it was something like that. She had a really strong Southern
accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Now I can shove that out of my head and make room for something more useful.
Your phone. Let's find your phone.
Let's find that. That's true. Okay. Well, there it is.
Or your last name. Hello,
better.
my name is If Found.
Yeah.
So you asked, what is the first show I did looping on? And it was a spin-off of Dukes of Hazzard that my brother was associate producer on called Enos. No, I said Enos.
The no P.
Right.
Got it.
And no A, which is where I went.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, see, okay.
Either one is quite a different
Yes, it is.
police
but
show.
Yes, but what a great show that wasn't.
Yeah, I think it lasted a season and a half.
I thought it was just for up to commercial and then cut.
Oh,
They
I
went
do
to a
have a
rerun
story about that and the King family.
Oh,
There's
no,
a
you don't.
jump up track.
Wow.
In,
They went to a commercial and said, okay, that's good.
when we got our second series in 1969, and guys, shameless plug. Well, this whole interview is a shameless plug.
Oh, yes, please.
Welcome back to Shameless Plugs.
I'm going to jump in here and just answer a question that you guys may have watching. How come we're not talking about Mutant Ninja Turtles? How come we're not talking about Lion King? This is Cam's second time on the show. The first time we talked about all that good stuff, all
That's
the good
true.
voices, everything like that. So if you haven't seen that episode, then go over and check that out right now.
Check that out.
And now we're back to part
Yeah.
2 with Cam Clarke.
Yeah, and skip everything else and come back to me. Why? Because it's all about
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
me.
I've got your
Chris.
back. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
So,
stay.
and a lot of the stuff we're talking about is in the book. When we got our second series, ABC had launched a show called Toon'd, which was, this is 1969, winter season, so January, whenever that
yeah.
used to start, not September like most of the shows did back in
Right.
the day of network TV. It was supposed to be like a racy laugh-in.
Oh, oh, oh. Ooh.
Like
Wow.
naughtier pushing buttons and da 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 da. And I talk about it here in the book that it was found in that day to be so awful. I mean, so risque or whatever words
wow.
you want to use. That some of, depending on the time zone, some affiliates did take it off the air after
kidding.
first commercial.
Wow.
Now the people on the East Coast get wind of this, and it doesn't air at all.
Or you mean the West Coast? Because didn't it go from east to west?
No, this was filmed. Wait, don't ask me math questions. However
Okay.
it travels, wherever
Anyway,
it is,
got it.
east, west, home is best. Wherever it is, because of the time zones. Geez, put me on the spot. Never learned my times tables, by the way. I'll just add that there. I know
Yes.
that 7 times 8
Is a math equation.
is a math equation.
That's right.
But back to cancellations on television, of which I know a lot.
See?
So it gets canceled, and they toss on some rerun of Who Saved My Couch, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I
And-
love that show.
Yes. And it's like they're getting on the horn with like, who can we got to change this. We can't, everybody's, saying cancel, cancel, cancel. And they go like, who do we have in the vault? And our manager got wind of this and knew a guy who knew a guy and said,
I know.
I know. Here's someone that Procter and Gamble will, and
That's
all
right.
those folks will get on board. So, I mean, who can be more,
Informative or
squeaky clean
ooh.
than the King family?
Well, that's pretty squeaky.
So we were off the air weekly and doing our specials and blah, blah, blah. But we were back on the air weekly because of this show, Toon'd, that and the letters from the networks about your dirty little shows and your da da da.
Well, you solved that, didn't you?
Yes, and it was the in the days of network rulage, had the record for quickest cancellation. I don't know if there was some would-be
Must be so
stars that
proud.
came out of that,
Right.
but King family to the rescue.
Wow. And that's a chapter in this, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, you like how I went back to the
Yes.
book? See?
And it gave a boost to us. It was a little shot in the arm to get us back on weekly, which bumped up our touring. Come summertime.
Oh, yeah. You guys toured a lot, did you?
Oh my God, all
I
summer.
didn't know that.
Yeah, every summer. And in fact, there is a section in the book as well where I wrote on my site, CamClarkeVoices.com.
That's a good name for it.
Right? Too bad it wasn't available. What? I asked fans to write in if you had an experience as a fan with a live memory, an experience of seeing us live. Can you send it in?
Oh,
and
what a great idea.
Oh my God. And so I have a section of that. It's like, you can't make this shit up, number one. And number two, these people submitted stuff written like Earl Hamner. I mean, it reads like Walton's Mountain, the Waltons.
Oh.
Or the elegance, eloquence
yes,
with which these are written, and the humor of a teenager, and the irony and stuff.
Wow.
And one guy writes in about he had a crush on cousin Liza, and to get autographs after the show, but he didn't have a pen, and Alvino had one, and he loaned it to me, and I had your souvenir program, and I still have the program, but I also still have the pen. Oh. I mean, it gets me like this.
Yeah.
And these stories about we babysat and we did lemonade stands and doggy sat.
Wow.
So we could afford tickets, my girlfriend and I, my little girl, the two little gals, little 13-year-old girls or whatever.
Wow.
And then they saw the program, and they have these many nickels and dimes in their, in their little pocketbook.
Sure.
And do we get a program or do we have dinner? And they splurged for, and they went on the bus, like a 3-hour bus ride or something. So this woman talks about they bought the program and they split a candy bar for dinner on the drive home because they had that many nickels. I mean, it's like out of a movie.
Yeah.
Just beautiful stuff. And guys, if any of you are watching Jimmy's show, I know I've told you this a million times, but your stuff is beautiful.
Wow. That is nice.
And I had a gay guy write in who said,
no,
believe it or not.
Okay. Well, all right.
We have, just like Diana Ross and Madonna, we had our...
I bet.
And with their number one fan right here. In fact, to get by the drawing thing, I have pictures here in the book because I loved drawing, as I've mentioned, and I love drawing fashion. And I have pictures that somehow survived of me sketching King sister gowns that I had seen. Wow. And I have the photo of the gown they were wearing and my sketch from when I was like 5 years old.
Holy Bob Mackey.
Yeah. Yeah, he learned everything from me.
There you go.
And so this man writes in and says that he had his favorite king cousin, because there were so many of us, everybody had I love this one, I love that one. And his favorite cousin was Kathy. And the girl cousins released an album of their own, of kind of what they call a term that's come to be in the music industry called sunshine pop.
Wow.
Which is kind of what it says.
It's kind of like Slipknot, only not quite.
It's more not slip.
Or not, okay.
I mean, I think you might put someone like Petula Clark.
Oh.
I don't know if she is sunshine pop.
That sounds good,
but it's that kind of, or Cow Sills.
Oh, Cow Sills, sure.
So
I'm singing in the rain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, make me happy.
Yes. Yeah, Partridge. Sure.
Partridge Family stuff kind of thing. But this was earlier.
Yeah.
In the mid-'60s.
They were imitating y'all.
Yeah. And so this man, when he was a boy, he wrote me that he...
Did you say wrote?
Wrote.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something else. Go ahead.
Well... That was on the sequel.
That was on the
sequel to...
See, Chris got it. He goes, I thought he said that.
Yeah, that was on Enos.
I thought he said that too. Yeah, okay.
And he said when he was home alone as a kid, he would put on the girls' album and wear put on his mother's pink lipstick.
Sure.
And dance around the house And as he says, I swear to God, I was Kathy Cole, you know. And so these stories are just all over the map, and people saying, I wanted to be a member of your family.
Yeah.
And one woman wrote in to say when she was a girl, she would badger her mom about, oh, I wish I was part of that family. And she goes, well, you can't because you have brown hair.
Okay, see?
End of story.
Wow.
I'm curious. I have two questions.
Yeah.
Sitting here listening to you talk, what is there any part of your family that wasn't interested in show business or didn't partake?
Mercy killing. Yeah, they're not with us any longer. Look at the axe.
Okay, I was going to go, wait a minute. Wait.
Boy, this sure took a turn. Did I do that with too much of a straight face?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it was. You used to play with them, didn't you? Mercy killing?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for...
Mercy killing.
And
God.
no, there was a couple, surprisingly. One in particular, my cousin Chris, fortunately for him, he says he was, I mean, I think he's adorable on the stuff he chose to be on. He didn't dig it, so he opted, no, there was no gunpoint. No, you didn't have to do it if you didn't want to.
Yeah, except
there was enough people to cover.
But if your mom wanted you to, you better.
Yeah. And the girls, for example, I mean, the people that choreographed our first series, our director was Mark Bro, choreographer Dee Dee Wood. They choreographed Mary Poppins and sounded, so Step in Time.
But that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, that's them.
Step in Time. Wow.
And it's interesting, all our girls, all the kids that were girls, could dance anything. Were great dancers. The boys were like a bunch of high school boys, and my brother Ricky was great. But most of the boys did not have the
There's
hip
no
and
way you
toe
weren't
action.
a good dancer. Look, I mean, you're right there now. Come on. You were a good dancer.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, thank you.
But there was also this period, and to me it shows in the shows, and again, I mention it in here. Knowing that I was gay, and this was my deep, dark secret, I was never Donny Osmond or Michael Jackson. You know, started at the same time.
Yeah, that's
of course,
true. Huh?
I didn't have the training or that focus that those
or the
kids.
Inclination, probably to an
was
extent, or were you?
Yes, but I was afraid that if I was a little too
Broadway,
jazz hands, too theatric,
jazz hands, there you go.
I don't know. I was afraid I would give away my secret. And this is at 11.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And
time
so
ago.
although I start out as a monkey, adorable, unlike Michael and Donnie, the performer of me goes undercover for fear of not passing.
Sure.
And so you'll see me with my hands like we're standing there, and nobody. There's 36 of us. Who's going to notice everybody?
Yeah.
My hands are supposed to be here, and I've got them like this. And we in '69 on that series we did always something there to remind me. Alvino's do it on the guitar, and the boy cousins are in it. I am sitting there. There's risers with my legs like this, and my hands here, and my shoulders curled in.
Okay.
Because I have a
keep
scat
you from
solo, do with Alvino.
Wow.
Da da da. You know, this kind of thing there, and
wow.
but I am confined, and you can see the body language that I don't want to be anywhere
To belie the
people to
underlying truth.
Yeah. So I am there, but it wasn't until
I am there, however.
The show. But it wasn't until I think I got to be in the last years of the show, when I was like 15, 16, 17, 18,
Yeah.
that it still was a secret, but I got my body back.
But you were, gotta dance.
Yes.
Okay. Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the
Yes.
ball. Gotcha. Oh, man.
And I did fail Homo 101.
No, come on.
No, it's true. I know my
Homo 101.
coworkers won't believe that.
Wait a minute.
But
I don't know what that. I acted like I knew what you were talking about. How'd I do?
The only way I know Broadway tunes
Oh.
is
that
because I
Homo
was
number
paid to learn
to sing them. Okay. Well, okay, fair.
So yeah, and also, if we can just get psychological for a second.
Sure.
I found out, not by my own, a friend told me that I did this. Can I talk naughty? Am I allowed to say a
I think
somewhat naughty
Probably.
You sure are.
here? Okay.
We're not live.
So, so you can put your little bleep. Little Leonardo face comes on.
And that's what I did.
That's right. And then the King family places your podcast.
Yeah.
I used to rent a place up in a local mountain resort here called Lake Arrowhead. Yeah, that's the naughty word.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd rent a place in the fall, take all my friends up for an autumn, light fire weekend kind of thing.
Fest.
And I would have people drop off firewood for the weekend. And I'm up there, and y'all know how I speak.
We do now.
We do now, yeah. And I went early with one of my girlfriends, and we're sitting there talking, da-da-da-da-da. Knock, knock, knock on the door, and it's the firewood guys, yeah? And my friend is sitting just a few feet away in the living room. And I open the door, and here's these
Burly.
dudes, lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack,
Yeah, we're actually
and I
lumberjacks,
don't care.
if you think about it.
And these young guys, just mountain kids.
Sure.
And they go, "Hi, we're here with the firewood." And I go from this to, "Yeah, thanks for coming. If you'll set that up over there, just under that eave there, that'd be great. Here you go. Thanks for coming over, and I got your number for the future. Fucking A, right?" And I
Well done, by the way.
yes, fabulous. I close the door. My girlfriend Julie goes, "What was that?" And literally I go, "What was what?" And she goes, "Are you kidding me?"
You didn't even know you did it, probably.
A safety measure. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, "What was that? Your sports and pussy voice?" So I didn't know that I was, using this voice. And
It's a damn fine one.
which I've used as a cartoon voiceover. I have employed that fellow.
Yeah, that's funny.
But speaking of voice, the world of voice, I was doing this protection thing. And now what I use it for, besides work, is embarrassing my friends and family.
Perfect.
We'll be someplace that's maybe like we'll be on the lake, and there's all the guys in their, speedboats and stuff. And we'll be just sitting there chatting out, and I'll yell out to them, "Hey, how's your weekend going?" "Fucking A, bro." Right on. And they are between giggling and wanting to smack me with a baseball bat.
Right.
They're just going like this.
Oh, God.
"All right, man. We'll see you next time." "Yeah, right on." Fucking A.
Jeez. I feel like changing a flat tire.
Yes, will you do it? Because I don't know how. How are we doing on time here?
That's pretty good. I don't know. I think we're doing damn
wrap it
fine.
up soon here.
But
All right.
is there anything you'd like to talk about?
You can get, again, it's called, I keep using the name of my one-man show. Stop me if I told you this. No, it's called Now They're All Here. The title comes from, it is the only line my grandmother ever had on the show.
Now, they're all or we are all?
No, it's they.
They, okay.
Because it's our Thanksgiving special. Oh. She's sitting on the porch of this big Victorian home. That's our family, supposed to be our family home, right? And everybody comes in, we're singing "Over the River." Da, da. And my little cousin Adam is scheduled to be, everybody's inside, there's a beat, and he comes running up the steps, gives her a peck on the cheek, and runs in. And Grandma looks at the camera and says, "Now they're all here." And the hills are alive with the sound of music.
Wow.
Comes up in the background. And it is a phrase that we still use in our family. There are other lines
sweet.
from the show that if you're the last to show up, someone inevitably goes, "Now they're all here."
Oh, that's great.
It's kind of a goofy title, but it has purpose
Yeah.
and
Sentimental.
reason.
Yeah,
What?
It's sentimental.
It is sentimental and represents the unity of togetherness.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a nice button.
And I get the same response that as you've, I'm sure, experienced at the Comic-Con circuit. What kids come up and say to us about, "I had a bad home life, and you got me through this, or you got me through that, and blah, blah, I wish, da, da, da." And the King family, the fans that are now between the ages of 50 and death, will say the same things.
Wow.
"I was an only child," or "abusive home," blah, blah, blah. So my true button out here would be the insane gratitude I have had for being in your homes for
Few years.
60 years. I've been in your living room.
Yeah.
And to this day, I get paid to have you guys say, "Thank you for my childhood." And same with the King family.
Yeah.
"Thank you for letting me be a part of your family."
Wow.
So it's an honor
Yeah. Yeah, it is an honor. That's
that is never lost on me. And I think, I know our team, I know our peeps, and I'm so proud of, geez, I didn't think I was going to go here, that it is never lost on us, you guys.
Amen.
Because we don't get it. We go,
Amen.
"Us, really?" It is not, we don't get heady.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, we work in a vacuum. We work in a room alone, and it's moments like this, and as you have mentioned before, the conventions where people will come up and they can't even talk because all of a sudden, you launch into this, you start that, forget about it, and there's a 40-year-old who's now 5,
yes.
and it's a beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. And my old joke is, now that I've done this for you, I can go back to being a jerk because and break even, and break even. Thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for having me back. I'm
Cam
really
Clarke.
proud of this. You can get it at Amazon or my publishers, which are rarebirdlit.com, RareBirdlit, rarebirdlit.com. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you like it too.
Awesome. And we have to do a voice swap for the fans.
yes,
we
we
got to
do.
do a couple voices at least.
So you're going to sing
Okay.
Baby Cam, Thank Heaven for Little Girls.
Oh, okay. Thank heaven for little girl. Okay.
Remember, you're 7.
Sure. I'm 7.
You know the song, yeah?
Okay, sure. Oh, yeah. Maybe
Gigi.
Taz.
Oh, yeah, just do one of your characters singing it.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a musical called Gigi.
Yes.
And this is one of the big
Marie
songs.
Chevalier.
Marie Chevalier.
Chevalier.
And Louis Jourdain.
Yes.
Okay, is it going to be a Tasmanian devil singing Thank
think
Heaven
so.
for Little Girls?
Sure.
Said no one ever.
Said no one ever, yeah. And then you should respond as
Whatever
One
your
of
heart desires.
Who
One of your characters.
One of
your
yours.
voices.
doing the station break I would do on the show.
I like the one that you did on the farm, by the way. I say we whack 'em. That guy. The
on Barnyard.
yes.
Freddy the Ferret.
Yeah, he was
All
kind
right.
of good.
Okay, you go first.
Here we go. Thank heaven for little girls.
For little girls get bigger every day. Just finish the phrase.
For little girls get bigger every day. Here's some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the second half of the King Family Show, which follows in just a minute after people do some commercials.
Okay, that was painful.
James.
We've done it again.
To my purple brother.
Yes.
My purple raisin
That's
brother.
right. That's right. I was your older brother. Still am.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. And thank you guys all for watching. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate you all. This will show the YouTube algorithm that you're into this kind of content, and it'll show more of that content to you. I know from personal experience on YouTube, you can really see a video one time and never be able to find the channel again. So make sure to turn on notifications so that doesn't happen to you. And if you really like this content so much that you want more, good news.
And if you can find Jim and Cam's keys and wallet, thank you, guys.
Hey, buddy. Thank you. Very cool.